Check 1 2. Check.
Check.
Check it.
Check.
Check, baby. Check, baby. 1, 2,
1 2
3,
3.
4. Check, baby. Check, baby. 1, 2, 3. Check,
Yeah.
baby. Check, baby. 1, 2. It's check, baby. Check, baby. 1. It's called the Rump Shaker. Oh, I'm sorry. We do not own the rights to that song.
I wasn't going to be able to help
Well, I
you
say
out.
we get into it. I'm tired, so I want to go to bed.
Oh my God.
Okay. All
That
right.
part.
Well, good night.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Welcome back to Condone Yourself, where we're here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race season 15. We have finally come to the Rusical. Sorry, Marsha.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm
One
Joe,
episode.
and we have Kelly,
Hey, everybody.
and we have OT,
What's
Moran
up,
Paris.
people?
All right, so let's get into it. Coming clean off of the elimination of Marsha, sickening lip sync,
Yes.
and all the girls go back into the workroom.
And the shade immediately begins. And from the most unlikely and probably irresponsible place, Selena S. Titties, who said it was Marsha's time to go. I'm sorry, darling. You are not in a position to make that assertion. I'm sorry.
But was she wrong, though?
I mean, it's not wrong, but
It's not wrong, but that assertion should not come from Selena, who also has stayed far longer than she should have been here.
yeah.
You're the wrong
Some
person to make
some
that
would
assertion.
disagree. Remember, we thought Marsha did worse in the celebrity challenge.
Yes, in the interview.
In the interview.
Yeah,
but you gotta earn it
way
to
worse
be able to
than
talk
Selena.
shit. Is what,
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like if like you can't be the person with the most bottoms and arguably the worst fashion and make assertions like that. Like stay in your lane. Like you have clearly won Miss Congeniality. Stay congenial.
Yeah.
You are
in your time.
She's in her congeniality. Yes.
Oh, good job.
She's in her congenial era.
So many eras in this episode.
She's not mistress.
Mistress changing eras every other second.
Yo, that's funny. I can't wait to start using that all the time. I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm in my bitch era.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm in my sleepy era. I'm here for the eras. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the queens come in and start discussing Marsha's elimination quickly.
Anything happened? I mean, other than the eras stuff, there wasn't much discussion when they were on the couches.
No, just a little shade from Mistress saying, I guess congratulations to Marsha and Lucy. And I love that I said Marsha and Lucy to Lux and Lucy.
Yeah.
But I love that Lux immediately clocked her and was like, not I guess. I also love that it appears that Lux really gets Mistress's point of view and her sort of shady way that she shows love and appreciation, and it didn't seem to ruffle her feathers at all. And then there's Lucy.
Yeah. And we'll get into more about her later.
Yeah.
But essentially, really, I mean, that was it. And then, they came in, they got into like, there wasn't a mini challenge this week, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
So they find out they're doing a Rusical, a play on Footloose called Wigloose.
Yes. Which at first I thought was stupid, but I was wrong.
Very timely. I was excited by it.
Yep.
I thought it was very good. And I like that they're doing Rusicals with less people, because the last two seasons have really been strong Rusicals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody like super bad or
no one was bad. Everyone was really good.
Yeah.
There was just like really a preference, on a couple.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But everyone rose to the occasion.
Yes.
So of course, with picking your own roles, there's inevitably drama every single time.
Nope. We are in the gate era. There was
There was inevitably gates every single time.
Yeah.
And this time we had Heaven's Gate, which is also a cult, I think. Between Lux and Lucy.
Yes.
And neither of them wanting to give up the main role, the Heaven Bacon.
Yes.
Right? Heaven Bacon, yeah.
Heaven Bacon. And eventually Lucy just sort of got exhausted, it seemed like, because Lux was not backing down. Even though she thought Lux would back down, Lux actually just kept kind of doubling and then quadrupling down. And so she just eventually got exhausted and said, okay, you can have the role, and then changed her mind.
And then Lux was
Lux gave it to
amazing with
her.
the shade, where she was like, I'll just do this other role. I don't need to have the lead role in order to like show that.
I don't know why Lucy just can't admit. She admitted to us in the confessional that she wanted it because she wanted the lead. I don't know. There is nothing wrong with saying, yeah, I want the lead.
Yeah. Why couldn't she just say that?
It would have cut everybody off and she would go. You know,
Yep.
She could make her point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same reason that some of the queens later on said she's not genuine, because she's not. It's like she cannot be honest.
Yeah.
And everybody sees it but her.
Lies come to her like prayers go to Jesus.
That's right. Liza Minnelli.
Fast and furious.
Yeah. And I feel bad for Selena, because Selena said, okay, well, y'all fight over this. I'll take Christian. And then when Lux gave it back gave the role of Heaven back to Lucy, Lux was like, okay, Selena, I'll take Christian and you can have Tuck, which wasn't what Selena
A sleight
wanted.
of hand. That was a sleight of hand by Lux.
Yeah. And then Selena was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, oh my gosh.
Brilliant. But also, we have notoriously seen, at the very least this season, when people get into arguments and other people think they're being shady by going, okay, well, I'll just take this while you fight. Those people landed in the bottom every time they did that this season. Every single person who did that this season landed in the bottom.
But she didn't even get the role. She
didn't, but still.
And then it turned out to be countries. I was like, Selena.
but here's the deal. We'll talk more about it in a moment. She did really good, though.
Yeah,
I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, she would have done fine in either role. It was just so funny that everyone was fighting, and because so and so got this role, then now Selena doesn't get the role she claimed first. It was just so weird.
That's on Selena. Because I'd have been like, no, ma'am, I chose Christian, so I'm keeping Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then we did have some Rue one-on-one moments before, like, while they were in the workroom.
Yeah. I thought that the way that what they chose to show sort of was the writing on the wall. Right. So when they highlighted how Selena was sort of falling apart, even in those moments talking to Rue, I said to myself, Selena's going to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then when they showed Rue really warming up to Anitra and, saying how fantastic she is, and, the famous line that she's only said to 3 people in the history of the show, you were born to do drag, I said, she's going to be in the top. And so for me, that the editors, they have to start doing better, because there are people like us who've been watching the show long enough and who have analyzed the show well enough to know the way you edit is foreshadowing.
Yeah, but also the way they edit to counter that also helps us make the story like, oh yeah, they deserved it because they edited it that way.
Yeah.
When it may not be the case.
Right.
So it is a little tricky there. But quick funny story. So I do the brackets. I play brackets.
Oh yeah.
We do a bracket for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
And each week you pick 3 or the top 4 people who you think are going to do well. Okay. Or you score a lot of points.
Right.
And now that it's dwindled down to 6 queens, you can only choose 2. So I chose Mistress and I chose Anitra.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think Lucy would do well. I didn't think it was going to be Sasha's moment, although, she was incredible. And so I chose Anitra. I was like, Nitra's got to have a comeback.
Yeah.
Rusical, dance, whatever. And Corey talked me out of it.
You gotta trust your gut.
That was
about Drag Race.
That was 44 points that I got instead of the 18 I got with Lux. I was so mad.
My first question is, does Corey have a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast?
he does not.
And if he does not, he shouldn't be offering up his services for suggestions.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, I placed on the screen white people nonsense. For those of you not watching.
Yes. And Corey is white.
But it's always like with trivia, you just got to go with your initial gut instinct.
Let me tell you something, Joe. If there is a RuPapocalypse and all the queens of RuPaul's Drag Race somehow take over the world, I'm coming to live with you, because there is no one who has made better guesses about this show in the history of my lifetime of talking about this show.
Right.
Thousands of people I talk about this show with. You have predicted so many things that later happened in later seasons. You were like, they should do this. And then bam, 2 seasons later, that's what's happening on All Stars. They should do this. They should bring this person back. This should happen. This should happen on this episode. I'm like, your instincts about Drag Race are so keen. Don't ever let anybody talk you out of it.
That's right.
Well, lesson learned.
So who did you put instead?
I put Lux.
Oh.
Which, I was like, well, Lux is not a bad gamble because Lux has done well in everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'll be fine. I'll get points. But I knew it's Anitra. And then going through watching this episode with Corey, and then just like you were saying, OT, you could see the edits. And I was like, I just kept looking at Corey just seething, he's like, what? I was like, she's going to win. She's going to win or be in the top. He's like, no. I was like, yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the choreo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The rehearsal?
Yeah, because this is the first time we got to see the queens really do choreography from a professional and not Aura.
He said what he said.
He said what he said.
And so it was funny to see Anitra kind of struggle with choreography. But then it was also funny how Lucy just thinks she's just so damn good
at everything.
She thinks she's like, the girls don't know this, but should
I give you a little head with it?
Yeah. and then she was just so rigid with it, She wasn't like,
get loose, baby, get loose.
He's not enjoying it. Like you said before, Joe, it's tidy. What did you say? Tidy Laduca?
Tidy Taduca.
Tidy Taduca. It's like everything is so forced and I have to do perfect. I'm performing. And it's like there's no joy, there's no freedom, flow.
Yeah.
And that makes it not fun to watch.
Even she said it at the beginning, who goes into a Rusical going, I'm going to show them how serious I can be.
Right.
Rusicals are supposed to be fun.
Right.
Who goes in, but that's what she said in her confessional. I'm going to show, no, I'm going to show them how serious of an actor I can be. That's not what a Rusical is for.
No.
Who named her Lucy? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Who gave her that damn name? Because it's a lie.
It's a play on words.
It's a lie.
It's a play on words.
It's a lie. It's false advertising.
For sure. So anything else, or should we? And do you want to do this week runway and talk about their?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Okay. First, of course, start with Mother Ru's look this week. Another stunner, I thought.
I hate her.
And another short one.
I'm loving all the short looks.
Yeah, I like them too. But this photo just Me? Or this photo looks like her head got cut off and then placed like
It does. It looks like it's photoshopped. It must be. I think it's like the way the wig and the earrings hit in this photo or something.
It look like she ain't got no neck.
No. No. Sorry, Rue.
But it looks good. Like it looks good in motion.
Yeah. That dress is incredible.
Yeah, that dress is gorgeous. That hair, I want that hair. I want it bad. I want to wear it on this show. I want to wear it every episode.
All right. So
boo. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
First
boo.
We have Lucy.
Sorry.
So let's talk about we'll just quickly talk about the look first. What did you guys think?
I hate it.
Boring.
It's hideous.
Yeah.
And not in the way she thinks it is. Like she thought this was of the Blue Lagoon.
Like hideous glamour.
Yeah.
Because she was all like, I'm unique. Look at me. I'm the female version of the creature from the blue. And it's just like, no, stop.
No, you're not. It's ugly. It's unoriginal. It's bad.
It's just a bathing suit with some gloves on.
Yeah. And an ugly bathing suit at that. The hair is gorgeous. And I like the heel on the shoe. I thought that was a really cool heel on the shoe.
No. She wants to be a creature with hair like that.
I still love the hair. I mean, whether it worked for the outfit or not, the outfit doesn't work. So it doesn't matter that the hair doesn't work, right? But the hair is gorgeous.
It's a disconnect. It's a disconnect for me. I didn't even know her gloves or her hands were webbed until she said it. It was very, for lack of a better word, generic.
Yeah, generic. Amazing.
Wow. Come on, daughter.
This was a shake and go costume.
Yeah.
Okay. With a shake and go wig.
Party City.
With a person who can't even shake and go.
Boom.
So Party City.
Going to the musical, like we talked about before, she got the part of Heaven Bacon after all that debate. I think my main thing was kind of what Michelle said and what we were talking about earlier. It's just like, it's rigid. It's not fun and loose and like you're having a good time with her. She just looks like she looks so serious the entire time. I mean, she did fine, right? I mean, choreography wise, lip syncing wise, that was fine, but she just doesn't look like she's enjoying herself.
I thought she was phenomenal in the musical, particularly when she was singing her solo, because that was her voice. That was the only person who sang their own song. And I thought that was really, really impressive. I thought her dancing looked great. I thought it just worked. I thought she was fantastic in the musical. I did see some of the elements that you all are talking about.
Okay, I'm taking away the feelings I have of Lucy, period. All right. Okay. But I was with the judges. I didn't realize Lucy was in the final number until the judges said that when she dressed in drag, you missed her. Yeah. I had no idea that was Lucy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Her. And I rewatched it and I was like, oh, yeah, that is. I had no idea.
Yeah, and you lost her in that last scene.
Yeah, lost her in the last scene. And when she was a boy, I just saw Ellen. I saw Ellen, guest starring in the musical, and I could not shake it. And she just seemed, for me, she seemed miscast. And maybe this is because I wanted to see Lux in this role, because I think Lux would have fit it a lot better. But I couldn't get past Ellen. Like Ellen, the way she was dancing, it was like Ellen dancing on her show.
Yeah.
That's not 80s.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Next.
All right. Next up, we have Anitra.
Let me start.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Anitra and this season-long silhouette. I'm here for it. And again, like I talked about last week, she knows what fits her body. She makes clothes that are snatched to her.
Yep.
Her body is gorgeous. She knows exactly how to show it off. Even when she's giving us the same silhouette, it's still exciting and something different when she turns the corner, right? You may not get an exciting new silhouette that you haven't seen, but the outfit looks fresh, even though it's the same silhouette.
Yeah.
So I love this look. I loved it. I thought she looked gorgeous, and that blue on her skin is fantastic.
And I should have said the category was everybody say glove. So that, and yeah, she just looks fierce.
Yeah.
I thought this look was fine. I really enjoyed Anitra in the Rusical.
Yeah.
I liked her moment that she had. We didn't even have to worry about her choreography because it wasn't necessary. But I enjoyed the moment she had, and of course it connected with what we heard earlier in the episode when she was talking to Rue and having her little backstory. So and very strong week with Anitra. Enjoyed her a lot.
And she looked gorgeous in the musical.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, she owned that part, and it was one that she wanted, and she did it justice. And she didn't have as many moments as some others, right? But when she was on there, you were looking at her.
Yeah.
Right. She commanded the spotlight, she commanded the stage, and she made me smile. She actually made my eyes swell up with tears. I was so connected to what she was singing and the way she was performing it. It felt so real. Yeah. There was a moment that I actually forgot I was watching Drag Race and thought I was watching something else, right? Maybe a television show, maybe a actual Broadway musical. She really transported me out of my living room into her world, and it gave me all these emotions. And I think Michelle said it something to the effect of, that is one she will remember for a long time. That is a lip sync that will live with me probably for the rest of my life. I will never forget that lip sync.
Okay, next up we had Mistress.
All right, I'll start with this one. I was with Orville when she walked around the corner. I gasped. I thought this was lovely.
Honey.
She looked gorgeous. I was like, winner, chicken dinner.
Baby.
Yeah. Beautiful. She looks like the sun.
Yeah.
I love this whole look, and her in the performance. Again, I wasn't worried, and she showed out. The one thing I gotta say is Mistress loves that damn black wig. That wig show up almost every other week. She loved that wig. But anyways, she did phenomenal in the musical. Her opening number.
Love that.
It was so fun. I loved every single bit of it, and I was rooting for her as well.
I almost broke the fan because she looks amazing. Her performance was out of this world. I was nervous because Mistress has an odd way of lip syncing, and it makes it look like her timing is off and she doesn't know the words sometimes. And so I've learned that that's just how she is and how she lip syncs. But in the beginning, for me, I was like, does she know the words? It looked like she was struggling, but she obviously was not. Phenomenal performance. She really embodied the villain, but she also gave the villain enough character that you were sort of rooting for her to change, right? You didn't think oh, this is just a pure evil villain, off with their head. You were like, what is it going to take to change this person's mind? How do we break through? So it was really cool that she created a really evil character, but still found a way to give them heart.
Yeah, she was incredible. That opening number was one of my favorites for sure. And she plays an incredible villain. So, and she knows that, right? And so that's why she immediately jumped on that one. And I just said, her figure, she just knows how to shape her body and gowns like this really showed off, and it could go wrong with like those super oversized shoulder pads, you know, or like floofs, I guess, or whatever they are. But it still looks like snatched. It's amazing. And I just love that I thought they were attached to the glove, but I think she just said she was carrying those chains.
Yeah, she was carrying the chains, but she said the gloves are attached to the dress.
That's amazing.
What?
So did they all go? I think they went all the way up to the like shoulder then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a glove.
Yeah. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And that is my signature color. So you will never go wrong with me in yellow. Oh, gorgeous.
All right. Next up, we have Lux.
I thought the concept was very interesting. I will say this is probably more George's if I had to place it.
That's it.
Just because I like the concept, the casting, and everything. I'm a little surprised that this came from Lux because usually she's really spot on with her runways. But this was an interesting twist, and it's good to see another side to her. So it's fine. But I wish it was more along the lines of an assignment and was more of a glove. It's really just a cast.
Yeah, right. And I do like that she thought outside the box, right? I do appreciate whenever queens do that. But yeah, casts aren't gloves.
Yeah.
There isn't even like a pun or anything like that you could really connect the dots there.
No, absolutely not. And this was also the same wig she read Lucy for not wearing a baby bump. So this is her reading wig.
Yeah,
so beware.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, but she was lovely in the challenge. I knew she would do fine regardless. But again, as I said earlier, I really wanted to see her play Heaven Bacon.
Yeah, for me, this outfit was a miss. I love the outfit as something else, but for this assignment, like you said, Joe, it's George's. It does not meet the mark at all for me in any way. I'm like, were there gloves in the pockets of the pants? Maybe if she had gloves hanging from those straps, like I don't know, but I was let down by this runway from Lux in the fact that it missed the assignment, not in the fact that she doesn't like she still looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
but it's just that was a letdown. What was not a letdown was her performance in the Rusical. I thought her performance was really fun. I thought she stole the spotlight as much as she could with a really small role, and she shined where she could shine, but again, that was not a role that was made to be in the front.
No.
Right.
You know, like you weren't supposed to remember that role, right? So the fact that she was able to make it memorable was cool.
And she had that moment with the fan.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah.
When she was like, meet me at the barn. But and we'll talk about Selena later, but like both of them did a really good job with like what was probably the two smallest roles, I think. I mean, I guess maybe Sasha's was pretty small too, but even in the background or even, you know, when other things were going on, they were still always in character and, you know, doing facial expressions and like being part of it. So yeah, I thought
they never left the scene.
No. She made a really funny like teenage boy. It's like that was funny
because that hair, I was like, that's a choice, dear.
Yeah, and her facial expressions were hilarious.
She was giving us Michael Jackson 80s realness.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Selena is next. I can go first. This is such a S-titties look. This is such an S-titties aesthetic.
Yes.
Aesthetic. I guess we could say that it's just like I don't even like groan. I always just laugh when she turns the corner because I'm just like classic. This is a classic. I don't know. The gloves were awful. Yeah. And I like camp, you know, and we talk about with a lot of things. Like it's fun when certain things are oversized, right? Like that can be really fun. But in like with this outfit, nothing worked really together.
This is so awful. It's so awful. Her makeup was gorgeous. I like the little booties. The end.
Yeah. This, when I was talking about last week about STD's like outfit, this is STD's that I want to see. Okay, it's not great, but it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And honestly, she should have went with the story of Creature from the Blue Lagoon or Creature from the Red Lagoon, whatever, because this is more Creature than whatever Lucy was trying to do. I thought this was super fun. I love that she was having fun with it. I would probably wear this out on a fun, like crazy night, and the gloves are fun. And I was wondering if someone was gonna show big aggressive gloves, and finally someone did.
Yeah.
Does it look like great and like fashion runway? No, but it is super fun.
And that's STDs. That's her brand.
That is STDs. And Joe, as awful as I think this is, I would wear that cat suit. Not with those gloves.
The gloves underneath, though, because there's gloves underneath it.
But something, but not. I think, and that's what I think. Like Ross really nailed it when he said, "If you're going to give us these gloves, then give us a black cat suit, right?
Yeah.
So that all we're paying attention to is the gloves." Because like he said, there were a few seconds where I was so busy trying to figure out what was happening on the outfit that I didn't notice the gloves. It wasn't for very long, but it was a couple seconds where I was like, what is that a face? Like, is that a painting on her? And I was like, oh my God, look at her gloves. Right. But her gloves should not have been an afterthought.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big issue, is that there was so much else to look at that you lost sight of the assignment.
Look, the first thing she showed was the gloves. Like, she covered up her whole body with the gloves and did this. And then she released it this way.
I still remember the cat suit before the gloves.
Before you saw the cat suit, you remember the cat suit? That's interesting.
It is something about that cat suit that is very captivating.
Yeah, and it causes you to forget.
Yes, forget gloves. Giant gloves.
I mean, it's just like we've said all season. It's editing, right? She just doesn't quite have it.
It's
just like, fun ideas.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Kelly. You said that last week, right? She has great ideas. She just needs someone else to help her execute them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, like we were just talking about in the musical, I thought similar to Lux, she was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
She played. I thought it was funny because earlier she had mentioned Zac Efron, and she kind of looked like him, like could be his brother or something. And when she was the teenage boy, but I thought she did fantastic.
I thought so too. I thought she was a cute boy. She called herself Jason, so I'll be looking up Jason's Facebook page. Yeah, I thought she did fantastic. I was very shocked at the outcome, but we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, I thought she sold it. Her dancing was great. She was in every scene. I do think a lot of her facial expressions were the same, but at least it was doing something, right? Yeah. She was giving you expression to let you know she was paying attention to the scene. Yeah. So I thought she did great.
I thought she did great. I just don't think she was as memorable as the other queens, which having a small role, that's where it kind of hurts you a little bit. And then that with this outfit, I think is what for sure landed her in the bottom.
And then last but not least, Sasha Colby.
Yeah. Sasha worked it, and she actually did it in a unique way. Yes. And it was funny. Me and Corey were watching this, and he's like, "What? I don't get it. She's not wearing any gloves." I was like, "Baby, those are baseball gloves."
Oh, his like, what? Gay, non-athletic heart.
Well, even she said later, she's like, "This is as close to a baseball game as I'm ever gonna get."
I know. I was like, those are baseball gloves, honey.
This is what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This outfit. I was waiting for someone to take it to another level.
Exactly.
And that's what this outfit does.
Yep.
This is drag, right? Drag is turning something on its head, taking it to another level, elevating. This is so elevated. This could have only made me happier if she would have came out with a baseball glove, like in a baseball, just
Or
like
like a
throwing
bat
the
or something.
baseball.
That's too much. She doesn't know what to do with that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's the only way this could have made me happier. This was phenomenal. Perfect boots, perfect outfit. I want to wear that right now to my job. Like, I just want to go to work in this outfit. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
She needs to be some MLB team's mascot.
That part, right?
The Colby.
The
Yeah.
Salt Lake Sexies.
I did love when she was like describing her outfit and she's like, I feel so sexy. Sorry, can't help it.
Right? Gorgeous.
This is incredible. Yeah, like you said, OT, it's like this is what you want the queens to do in these kind of challenges.
Yes.
Like when you hear gloves, don't just be like, okay, I'll put on some gloves.
Right.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Like
Right.
everybody else.
Yeah.
And I will have to say, I was in love with Carl.
He was so cute. Carl was super cute. I immediately said it as soon as he came out. I was like, Carl is cute. and then everyone else commented about it.
I love the reason she picked it, but I love that she was just like, I want to try it. I think everybody was surprised that she wanted that role, and she really like yucked it up as Carl.
Yeah.
Especially like in the boy drag. I really liked her in the Rusical.
I had some problems with her in the Rusical, but Carl was not one of them. Not completely. I thought Carl was really, really good. Again, I thought she looked really cute. I applaud her for picking a male role because I have come across many trans people in my life and they don't like to be reminded of their dead selves.
Yeah, it could be like a very dysphoric.
Yeah. And so the fact that she was able to lean into dressing as a male, as a trans woman, was really powerful for me as a viewer, just seeing her strength in that moment. That said, she did not know her words.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, yeah. And it was very, very problematic for me. And while she killed her song, there were quite a few flubs in there. Like, she had the most flubs of anybody. It was her and then Mistress. Everyone else was pretty much spot on. But Sasha had a lot of flubs. And that is why I was shocked that she was not in the bottom. Because she had the most miswords of all the queens.
I'd have to watch again. I completely missed that.
I watched it twice and didn't see it.
Yeah, check it out. Her words are off.
Which one, as Carl or as
both? As Carl, it's not as noticeable, but when she's doing that song, you see it a lot, especially towards the end of the song.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
So we have the judging, and then we have one of the most interesting questions, which is who should go home and why, which always creates a fair bit of drama, and
which always creates the best episode of Untucked.
And this was no exception.
If we remember last season when this question was asked, this is where Georges said we're going to talk about Bosco in the bottom 3 times in one episode.
Yeah.
So we got another great read from Lux.
Yes. So going down the line,
that's my daughter.
That was amazing. So Lucy picked Selena, and so did Anitra. Both of them stating like she's been in the bottom the most. That I get it. That does kind of
that.
I
get it from Anitra's standpoint, but I don't get it from Lucy's standpoint, especially since we know Lucy don't like
exactly
them
and that was
girls.
Selena's whole point.
But also, right, like we also got to see how ingenuine Lucy is, because think about the moment in the workroom that we sort of overlooked earlier. And this is going to be my condone, so I don't care. I'm just talking about it now because it's important to me. Like, she had given us this moment of vulnerability, right? And it was it felt genuine, it felt real. She was coming to Selena. Selena was comforting her, and then she snatched it right back. She took it right back.
She sure did.
She took it right. I was like, what do you do? Why did you do that? Why did you pivot there and turn on that dime?
And especially when like neither Lux nor Mistress would have been shocked at all if she would have said their names.
Right.
You know? Right.
It was another moment that she doesn't realize that just adds to the point that she is not a genuine person, and that even if she thinks she's being genuine, it doesn't read that way.
No.
I mean, I think the way to go with this is like some queens did, and this is probably what I would do too, is pick someone who I think is killing it, because then it's like it's a sign of flattery, right? So it's less dramatic, less like tension later, right? But you're just saying like, if I like Mistress did, basically, right? Where she's
I'm tired of being at the Sasha Colby meet and greet,
right,
girl.
Yeah, and that's correct. She has a big chance to be in the top, the top 3. So yes, you would want to get rid of her if you could, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they did both go for Selena, which seemed to be like, I don't know, like the easy.
It felt like low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Like when people use statistics, it feels like a cop out to me, right? Because it's so easy to say, oh, well, this person hasn't won any challenges, or this person's been in the bottom the most. But that's not saying really any, like, for me, that's not saying why you don't think they should win. Right. That's saying why the judges have proven that, like it's just not enough from the heart for me.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to do that so you don't feel guilty. Like you're saying like, well, the numbers show, but really it just makes you, it doesn't work out well for you.
It seems like a cop out. It really does. On the other end, like you talked about, Kelly, I actually appreciate when someone is honest in the way that Mistress and Lux were. And like Mistress is like, look, this is my biggest competition.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's the person with the most wins. She's the person who gets the most praise. I'm sick of being at her show. Right? Get her out of my way.
Yeah.
And Lux, she went down and she just said, I think Lucy should go, not because she's not doing well in the competition, but because I think her drag is boring.
On the generic side,
Lucy is extraordinary in what she does. However,
right.
I was like,
but did you see the judges' faces when she started going down the line? They're like,
but I love that they didn't stop her.
Laughter. She was like, girl.
She had a whole thing planned. She's like, here you go.
With 2 casts on her arm.
Yeah, like pivoting. Right.
That was a moment. Like I live for that. I live for that moment. I could watch that over and over again for the rest of my life and never get tired of it.
That was amazing.
And she definitely showed her personality to the judges. The judges were laughing about it. And but not like in a bad way,
right?
Lux, but just like I enjoy this queen. She knows who she is, and she
star
tell you
quality.
Yep,
star quality.
Yeah,
I am not here to mix words. I am that bitch. You gonna know. That's it.
It was good. It was good.
And then I think for the first time ever, the judges let someone get away with picking 2 people, because Sasha was just like, I guess Lucy or Lux. And then that was just it. Like they've
done that before. Some people got away with saying everybody.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate that she didn't come back at Mistress and go, oh, Mistress is my biggest competition. She was like, no, these 2 people have also gotten themselves 2 wins. They are now on my heels because everybody had 1 win and it was just me. So now, I got 2 people on my heels. Get them off my heels. Yeah, I appreciate that too.
Ooh, Selena was hot in Untucked though.
Ooh,
I would be
nice.
too. Like I would have felt betrayed by Lucy. She didn't seem to be angry at Anitra, but she was mad at Lucy because Lucy is, like we said, struggling with being authentic
Yep.
and knows she doesn't like two of the girls there, but somehow cannot say their names.
And she's like, name them. Then
Say their names.
Yeah. And she still did it.
She still did.
I would not want to get on Selena's bad side. That look, that like glare that she had when she was sitting, I was like, whoo, somebody's in trouble.
She was over it, but justifiable,
Yeah.
right? Like it was just earlier. It was like 24 hours ago. You were crying on my shoulder about these people and how they see you. And I gave you all this sage wisdom that I have from talking to these same people and being on the inside of a circle that you are not inside of. And then you turn on me.
So the judges pick the bottoms and tops.
Yeah, they deliberate, they come back, and they give us 3 safes before Anitra wins.
Yeah, so who was it? Mistress, Lux, and
Sasha.
That's
and
right.
Then
Anitra won.
Wins, and we get a lip sync between Lucy and Selena. Again, I have a problem with this. I don't think Lucy deserved to be there. I mean, if we're going on runway, then yes. But I think her performance was really, really stellar. And to have such a big role and do as much as she did, I thought, she disappeared in that last scene. But overall, I think she did really, really well. And
she disappeared in the last scene.
Yeah,
she didn't really star.
But if you're going by, it was tough with this one because everybody did like such a good
Everyone
job.
did.
So they
really
had
well.
to find things.
Yeah, really small. And that's why I was surprised that Sasha got away with not knowing the words.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like flubbing her words. Because I'm like, if you're nitpicking the way you're saying you're nitpicking, then why aren't we talking about Sasha flubbing?
Because they love Sasha.
They do.
Well, and her drag, her outfit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Next
far
level.
superior.
Next level. Her outfit was far superior to everything that was on that runway. Nothing on that runway had business standing next to what Sasha Colby was wearing.
And nobody said her name like they said Lucy and Selena's name.
Right. But
so Lucy and Selena both got Lucy technically got 3 and Selena got 2 picks to go home.
And which we've seen in the past doesn't matter, but ultimately it seemed to matter this season.
When it's when it was a tough challenge or hard to judge, the judges are grasping at everything.
Yeah. And it led to a pretty interesting, powerful lip sync. I really liked this song.
Yeah, that song has become popular again because of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'd never heard that song before.
Yeah, I never heard it until.
And I don't watch Stranger Things, so
I thought as soon as I saw what it was going to be and it started, I thought it played into Selena's hand because she's very much like face, giving you like really strong emotional.
Yes.
I don't know. This one was tough for me. I thought Selena won.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought Selena won, which means Lucy won because it wasn't like a clear winner. It wasn't like, like Anitra assassinating the competition or Cameron Michaels assassinating the lip sync to the point where the judges have no other.
She did not assassinate her lip sync against Miss Cracker. We are not going to keep doing this every season, Joe.
Look, Miss Cracker, no. Sorry.
But
and then not sorry, actually.
But I just thought there was more raw emotion with Selena. I
thought so too. I thought Selena won it.
Yeah, she would have been my pick, but because it was close or not like a clear head 10 Selena, this was her 4th time lip singing.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying. It's like it was kind of close, and she has been weaker.
Yeah, overall, the right person went home. Right.
But if you asked me, if I had to vote, I would have said Selena won that.
Yeah, I thought Selena gave us a little more emotion. I thought she embodied the song really well.
Although it's kind of hard to be very serious and heartfelt with those giant hands.
and that is, I thought, I think that was one of the deciding factors. I thought it was a mistake to keep those hands on.
Yeah, toss them. I thought she was going to toss them immediately.
Yeah, I thought she should have tossed them immediately and just like you still had on gloves.
Like it would have been if Lux had to lip sync and was just in the cast the whole time, but tried to be serious, instead of being camp with it.
I think that was a mistake that cost her and that made the lip sync a little closer because, like you both said, she has this thing that she does with her whole body. It's not just her face. She uses her hands a lot. She's expressive. And I think that would have really played into the song if she would have allowed herself to go through that whole thing.
Well, she had a good run.
She did. She got way further than she should have.
No, she lasted as long as she should have.
No, she didn't.
Who else should have been in her place that was just as entertaining? Who else?
No one was as entertaining. No one on this season is more entertaining than her.
Okay, then.
But that doesn't mean you're in the top 6. Dita Ritz.
Dita Ritz was not entertaining, girl.
Dita Ritz was in the top 6.
She had one lip sync.
She was in the top 6.
Okay, but I'm not talking about Dita. I'm talking about Selena.
And I'm saying, again, another person who did not belong in the top 6.
Why? Were you not entertained?
Who? Girl.
Are you not entertained?
Were you not entertained? Tell me, if it was Robin Fierce, shouldn't be here. If it was the girl, I keep forgetting her name, if she was here, right, she shouldn't have been here. Okay,
girl?
But Selena as titties,
what girl, dude, you keep forgetting.
Like Selena as titties, like who else that left before Selena as titties was just as entertaining?
Malaysia should have been there in this spot.
Malaysia
should have been there.
Girl, with
Malaysia
what personality?
Malaysia should have been in that spot. Period.
Yeah, you know what she should have if she did better. If she did better.
I said what I said.
Girl, Malaysia?
I said what I said.
Look at those lip syncs. Look at the lip sync against Spice. Look at the lip sync against who was the other one she lip synced to? Marsha.
I said what
Malaysia
I said.
Girl.
Yes, she stole Malaysia's spot.
You two are already.
Malaysia gave up her spot. Malaysia got up and say, "Here, have a seat. Have several."
You two are already each other's condones once this season. You can't be.
You think Malaysia was more entertaining than Selena as titties?
Marsha.
Me?
Kelly, what about you? Do you think Malaysia is more entertaining than Selena as titties?
I didn't say Malaysia was more entertaining than Selena as titties. I said no one
deserved to be in the top 6.
I think she should have been in the top 6.
Why are we watching the show if we're not looking for entertainers? Why? Why are we watching Drag Race without?
If the show only required you to be entertaining, then the top 6 would be Amethyst, Marsha, Selena S. Titties, Mistress, Lux, and Anitra. That would be the top 6.
So now you got Amethyst up in here?
We better move on before Joe has an aneurysm.
OT, I thought I knew you, honey. No. Like, I enjoy Amethyst, yes. I enjoyed the twins, yes. But when I talk about like most entertaining moments, it's these.
Well,
these
you
top
can't
6
have Selena had more opportunities to be more entertaining. So
you know why? Because she did well. She did well during the competition.
She didn't though. She did okay.
Well then, who else who did bad and got eliminated did not do bad and should have been here? Who else?
Malaysia.
He already said. I'm like, he already said
Malaysia.
Marsha.
So Malaysia interviewing Frankie was wonderful.
It was
Malaysia's
bad.
snatch game was fantastic.
Hers wasn't either.
Malaysia's lip sync against Marsha, great. Against Spice, even greater. Girl, what is it?
Malaysia's drag was way more interesting than anything Selena.
So it's the drag. That's
yes.
it. So
it's a drag competition.
It's a drag competition, but it's all about entertainment. So you're just saying her looks are better.
And you're just saying her entertainment is enough.
That's everybody's looks was better than Selena's.
Exactly.
So, but
the more reason. Thank you. You just proved my point.
Would you pay to see Malaysia or would you pay to see Selena?
Condones and condones. Because
I'd pay to see Selena.
Thank you. I pay to see Selena too.
I think you guys are talking about two separate things.
I would also pay to see Selena.
Even with Lucy's ass, top 6 is right.
No. No, we disagree, and that's fine. We've disagreed for years.
That's what makes this show fun.
Malaysia. I love Malaysia, but not top 6.
My friend Deidre texted me. She was listening, and she was just like dying on that week where you two were each other's condones. She was like, not Joe, no TV, each other's condones. And she was just like, sent so many crying emojis. This is a classic. It's a classic.
If we didn't fight, the show wouldn't go well.
Gives me a chance to sit back.
Right?
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm shook.
All right. Let's get into good news and good notes.
Oh, my can do is easy. The judging panel this week. When they sent the queens off into Untucked while they were judging, that whole shtick was hilarious. I have watched it multiple times already because just the stuff they were saying, especially when they started talking about Lux, I was in tears laughing at them this week. I thought the judging was so funny this week. Like, I need more moments like that on the judging panel. Like, that was stellar.
And that's another thing we finally have back with the longer edit. Right, we were not getting any of that before, so that's fun. Joe, what's your can do?
My can do is, do tell us, Lux, why did you have a security tag on your jacket? I want to know.
I forgot about that.
She said it's not stolen, but girl, why is it there?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But why is it there? How'd you get it out the store, girl? We all want to know.
I love that they kept that in, and I love that Mistress called her out while she was on stage.
That has happened to me many a time where they forgot it and I don't know about it, but I certainly didn't bring it to a television show. So
I was like, girl, you need to get that fixed.
If she doesn't show up somewhere in like a security tag dress, then she's missing an opportunity.
That part.
Yeah,
that part.
Someone check all her clothes.
Oh, that was so good. I forgot about that. Yeah, speaking of Lux, I guess I had a couple, but this one I'll pick as my can do with those casts. When Anitra won, it was very small, but she went off the stage and then Lux tried to hug her, but she like couldn't, and I was dying because she had those casts on both arms.
My are we done with condos?
Yeah.
Okay. My condone is, of course, Lucy LaDuca. She has made her way back into the condones. I just that moment with Selena was like, that was your opportunity to get the fans on your side, right? You had a real moment of like vulnerability that felt genuine and honest. Don't snatch it right back as soon as you give it to us, right? And that's exactly what you did. Like, you gave us this moment and then you said, nope, I'm taking it back. I'm going back to being how I was 30 seconds before I realized that I was being vulnerable. Missed opportunity, Lucy. That was dumb, especially at this stage in the game, especially after RuPaul has let you know that either the producers are talking to her or she's watching you all day, because nobody told her about that fight. They didn't talk about that fight on the stage. So if the producers are giving her like the backstage tea, or she's like watching on cameras, like, you know, she sees you being phony.
Yeah.
So stop.
She can't. It's her personality.
It's why she won't win.
Yep.
All right, I'm done talking about Lucy. I want to say to Selena as titties, don't give up on yourself. Don't dim your shine. Don't second guess yourself. You are amazing. every girl in your season, regardless of what they said on stage, they lied. They see you. They know you're great. They know your worth. You know your worth, because I can't wait to see you again on the main stage.
That part.
I love
that
you.
part.
Yep. That's a good one.
And you belong in top 6.
You did not belong in top 6, but everything else Joe said was correct.
OT doesn't love you, girl. I love you. You belong.
Everything
you belong.
else Joe said was correct. You don't belong in top 6.
My condone. Sorry, Joe. I'm gonna come back to Lucy because it's the only one I wrote down. I couldn't think of another one. It was a small aside, but it's so classic when she was just like, "Well, last week I led Lux and I to a win."
That's what OT was talking about. How she snatched about when she was talking.
I thought you were talking about Selena.
No, I was talking about when she was talking to Selena.
Yeah,
and she was like being all vulnerable. Did that all? Oh yeah, that did happen.
That happened because
that happened in that moment too. Yeah,
she was like she was like that's you know I'm people misunderstand me or whatever. And if you think about it, last week I led Lux to the win.
That was exactly it.
It was a partner challenge, and Lux did amazing. I can't. Anyway, moving on.
Messy LaDuca.
I will say the girls are over it because when they were lip syncing for their life, someone yelled.
That was Mistress.
That was Mistress.
Oh yeah, I picked up on that voice. That was
either that or Lux. I couldn't figure out who it was.
It was there were a couple times that people were rooting for Selena.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see how this next episode starts.
Well, I already know Lucy's going home for sure. There's no way I can't see any.
What's the challenge?
Makeovers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can't see any scenario where Lucy is going to not be in the bottom 2 here. Because
I'm worried for Anitra.
I'm worried for Anitra too.
And
but Lux always seems to pull it out. Hasn't been in the bottom yet. So let's give her a nod. She will be okay. Sasha, she gonna do this, no problem.
Mistress paints so well.
Mistress can paint so well. This is Mistress's episode to win. There is no scenario I can see unless somebody fumbles the bag hard and has like an Anitra headache that Lucy's not going to go home, because Lucy cannot beat any of these girls in a lip sync.
Yeah, I'm worried about Lux and Anitra just because they're both so new to drag. They're probably the newest 2 people.
Yeah.
And they probably haven't really had an opportunity to paint other people. And so that for me makes me a little nervous, especially Lux, who's, says she's only been working for a year in like bars and clubs. So she's not even really built that sort of large sisterhood.
Right.
So
but Lux has done her homework.
Yeah.
Again, I was just going to say again, Joe, like we haven't seen her drop the ball yet. And that's also what worries me. Like, is this when she's going to fucking drop the ball? At the 11th hour?
I really wish Marsha was around for this challenge just for pure entertainment. I just would have loved to see it in the workroom, the results, all of it.
Oh my God. Me too.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope. I think we nailed it. Thank you everyone once again for watching Condone Yourself. Please be sure to join us and Joe's muscles that always seem to make an appearance. Next week, we will continue discussing season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race. As always, please feel free to follow, like, and subscribe. We are at Condone Yourself Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Until next week, see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye. Selena, top 6.
Selena Malaysia Gate.
She earned it, but she didn't deserve it.
No, not gonna do that.
I said what I said.
Not gonna say that. Disagree.
Said what I said.
Our pass. The fans.
I really think Aura should have been in top 6.
all right.
I think Princess Poppy should have been top 6.
Was Princess Poppy even this season? Why do I feel like that was like 5 seasons?
Oh,
ago?
that's the girl. That's the girl I was talking about.
Was she this season? It seems like she was on like 3 seasons ago.
She was for sure this season.